This is New Amsterdam Season 5, Episode 11 discussion/review titled Falling. And I gotta be honest, somebody fell. Let's talk about it.
Live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings, I'm a big fight.
Okay, man. So Helen is back in town. She wants to see Max. Max is feeling some type of way because his relationship is starting to come to fruition with Wilder, and he's a little bit torn. Now, the episode was actually pretty decent. Yet again, it wasn't great. Like, there hasn't really been any great episodes, except for, like, earlier in the beginning, there was a couple, and, not a lot, but there was a couple, in my opinion. So, there wasn't that many this season thus far, and this, yet again, wasn't a great episode, but, like, there were some good moments in it that I really, really enjoyed, yet again. And, Max having that whole debate within himself, this episode, should he tell Wilder about the text? He eventually told Wilder about the text. Should he go see Helen? He's not really sure. He actually ran away from the city because he really didn't know what to deal with. So, he showed Wilder the text, and Wilder told him he should go see her because, you can't escape her forever. You can't avoid her forever. You can't run away. And, during that whole time, he was looking for a reasonable answer. So he turned to Wilder, and, she gave him an answer. And so he took it and ran with it. He started to go see Helen, but he changed his mind and went to see Wilder, and they ended the episode with a kiss. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in between that, like them going on this retreat. Bloom went because, she needed to escape some stuff, dealing with the stuff with her sister, not being there for her sister for her sake. Iggy wanted to go, to not deal with the divorce of him and Martin because, Martin kind of shunned him. Well, I don't want to say shunned him, but turned him away, if he will. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't want to deal with any of that. And, Ben went, of course, and, Wilder went, so it was a nice little retreat. Everybody kind of needed a reprieve from what was actually going on in their lives. And we met this Tennessee woman. Now, they all had this wonderful time trekking up the hill and everything. Now, Iggy didn't go up to the top part of the peak, if you will. He stayed at the bottom, and everybody else went over the edge, you know what I'm saying, and had this whole revelation, if you will. And, I feel like watching that, I mean, if you're a fan of TV shows or movies or anything, you knew that somebody was going to fall. And we knew it wasn't going to be anybody from the main characters. So that only left one person dangling in the sky to fall, which was Tennessee. And she just so happened to fall. And, man, poor Tennessee, man. The rocks came, crushed the old girl. She messed up, and it crushed her leg to where they just had to cut it. And I'm going to be 100% from the look of it and, like, the way that they cut it. And Bloom didn't seem to have a hard time cutting it. I think it was barely hanging on by a thread anyway. So they just went ahead and cut that, man. And then they had to cauterize it. I felt sorry for Tennessee, man. I bet she don't never want to go up no little mountain or no hill or no rock side again. I tell you that. I am done. But we see that Iggy had to go make the phone call because the sat phone got crushed. Nobody could get signal where they were, so Iggy had to trek back a couple miles to be able to get a signal. But he got a head injury. He's a little dizzy out here. He's having a conversation with his maybe 10 to 12-year-old self. So he's dealing with a lot out there by himself as well. And the episode was great in that whole aspect, dealing with the whole falling incident, and we get to see some realizations from Max, Bloom, and Iggy, and having all that transpire and they realize at the ending of the episode, we see Iggy having a conversation with Martin where he signed the divorce papers, but in turn he's still gonna turn and they're still pursuing their relationship. It's more so they got the divorce, but he's asking Martin on a date. Now, I don't know how Martin feels about it. It's kind of up in the air. We have to wait to episode 12, but if that's the case, I mean, there was no point in getting a divorce, man. You guys could have just stayed separated for a little bit longer and try to figure this out, because now they're at the point to where now they're legally divorced, and Iggy asked Martin for a date. And I don't see them, doing it and then turn around and getting married again. You know what I'm saying? So they'll probably just date each other for a long time and then just deal with that. Because I definitely don't see them going back to get married after they just got a divorce. That'd be stupid. But, that's not the only thing going on this episode. And we see Floyd dealing with his own stuff with Gabrielle. They trying to get their groove on, and he runs into an old friend, and his friend needs his help because he's having some problems with his son because he has to have a brain surgery, but they have to stop his heart because if he moves or even his heartbeat moves him while he's having the brain surgery, something could go wrong and he could actually end up dead. So Floyd came in, stopped the heart, and then boom, bam, here come the radiation people. I knew it. Like, I knew they were going to intervene in that moment when the surgery is taking place because, I mean, that's just how writing works. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew there was no other instance except for that to take place while that was taking place. So it elevated the emergency and the status of the surgery. Floyd's little beeper went off, with him being super prolonged and exposed to radiation. He's not leaving the room. He's going to stay and get, all this extra radiation, because he wants to help his friend's kid, and I will admit, one part that I did enjoy was Gabrielle telling Floyd that, yeah, I'm leaving in 6 days, and he's all upset about it. But she was like, you never asked me to stay. And I was like, you know what? Come to think about it, he did not. Me, myself, I would have asked her on day one, hey, will you stay for me so we can do what we got to do? But overall, the episode was nice, and I love the fact that Max went to Wilder. Now, I know I was always a Sharp one fan, and I love Sharp, but it kind of lost me a little bit, with her leaving Max at the altar. So that kind of took things out of it. And then she hasn't been here the entire season, so we see her this one instance, and Max decided not to talk to her or get it or engage with her at all. He just went straight to Wilder, and they kissed, and that's how the episode ended. So there's only 2 episodes left, man. So at the end of the day, Max does deserve to be happy, in my opinion. And this episode really the whole episode basically revolved around, the whole falling incident. They're out there trying to save this lady. And, then that one part where Floyd dealing with, his friend's son's surgery. So episode was very short, but we got a lot out of the aspect when it came to Wilder and Max nonetheless. And seeing Bloom at the ending, thinking that chick was her sister, but it turns out it's just someone that really needed help and going to NA. And Bloom decided to be that person that helps her because that's what she asked the universe to send her. So overall, a pretty decent episode. Wasn't great because it hasn't been too many of those, but a decent episode. And shout out, New Amsterdam is on Netflix. Seasons 1 and 2 are on Netflix. I think that's huge, man. You can bring all some new fans over to New Amsterdam until it got weird and maybe like season 4. But at the ending of season, it's a whole ordeal. Those first 2 seasons, though, are something different. This is your boy, The Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button until you can't smash any more. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them. And subscribe. Peace out.
I cannot complain because today, I'm doing my thing.